Push and Win is a premier injury law firm in Houston with a strong tradition of obtaining excellent results by aggressively representing those who have gotten hurt from an 18-wheeler. With a team like Push and Win, they have your back. You know they'll be fighting for your family. They work hard to put your life back together because they don't want you to be a victim twice. If you've been hurt, call 713-636-5067 or visit pushwin.com. Once again, that number is 713-636-5067 or go to the website pushwin.com.
104.1 KRBE. It's the Roland Ryan Show. I think we've all said this at one point in our life to our mate. Hey, at least I don't do that.
At least I don't do this. So 713-390-KRVE. What is it you feel like you should get credit for not doing? One person texted, when I get mad at my husband for drinking a lot at home, he says, well, at least I'm not drinking out. No, sir, I need you to be functional if an intruder breaks into the house. Exclamation point, she said.
True, though, you're saving money. You're not, like Sam loves to go out back when she wasn't pregnant.
Yeah.
Right.
And you'd go out to bars and places.
How much money do you think you wasted?
Man, that's a lot of money.
Well, see, the thing is now, instead of me drinking, now I get food. And I feel like food can be more expensive than beer. So I think I think we're breaking even, to be honest.
Yeah, so if you had two beers versus like, you know,
When
whatever
you go
the
out,
wings cost.
are you
Yeah.
doing stuff like you're playing cornhole or darts or something?
Or you just hanging out in the atmosphere.
You
Just
like
sitting around.
Jules?
It's normally the atmosphere because Misty comes with us, our little dog. So Mark and I it's like date night. Like every single time Mark and I go out, just us two, it's just date night. It's just nice to catch up and just spend time
And
together.
the next time it'll be a little stroller next to you
Yep.
at that
Oh,
bar.
absolutely.
Stroller at the bar.
Breweries are totally
There are a lot
babe-friendly.
of family-friendly breweries, apparently,
Yes.
from what I've learned in the last 2 weeks.
And there's a
Except
stroller
for when
now
they're
that's
running around.
remote control stroller.
Yeah. I remember
Yeah.
when
There
my
is?
daughter was born,
You have to
and it's
push it.
like she's newborn.
Oh,
we just
my
have her little
gosh.
carrying case. Like, this is so easy. This isn't going to change our lives at all.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you wait a couple of months until you got to start like fussing with them in the restaurant.
Wait, I missed this note. There's a remote control
Yeah, look it up.
stroller
It
now?
was in the prep and stuff the last 2 days.
I don't think I'd want that though.
You can
It's
just
like the
walk
Tesla
ahead.
for strollers?
Yeah.
Tesla for babies? I don't know, officer. The
Yeah, I'm
stroller
not taking
went
my
rogue.
hand. I'm not taking my hands
I don't think the
off
baby
that stroller.
Yeah, I don't think when the baby's in it, it must feel the weight. It won't go by itself.
Okay.
Thank
But like when you're walking and you got the baby or something.
Well, listen, I will tell you that the
Take it for
one thing
groceries.
everyone has like those ideas you wish that you could have created this and nobody still has. When I used to go to Memorial Park and I would see people pushing strollers, and then I had my own kids and I would want to go for a walk and like an actual exercise walk. It is impossible. You cannot jog with one hand on the stroller. I was like, can't they invent like some contraption where you put like a weight belt on or something with some kind of like a solid stick that holds the stroller straight so you can be like this and the stroller's not going all
Yeah.
over the trail? Like,
can't
don't
walk
they
with-
have something like that?
You can't put two hands on? That seems like it'd be
No,
easier.
because when you're working out or you want to walk, your arms need
You
to
can
move.
walk. You don't have to run with the stroller. The best shape I was ever in
You
my
walk
entire life
faster?
was when my daughter was a newborn and I pushed her in that stroller.
I don't want to hear that. Best shape in your whole life is when your daughter's a newborn. Most people can't get any sleep. Yeah. they're working on
That's
coffee
the only way to
grounds
The only way to
24/7.
get her to go to sleep was to push her in that thing.
Brittany is up first at 713-390-KRVE. Hi, Brittany. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
The question is, what do you want credit for not doing? Is it you or your spouse? Or your mate?
It's my spouse.
Okay. What is it?
So he's into race cars. Like him and his group of friends, they build these race cars. They take them to the track. So
Wow.
he's like Amazon Prime for race car parts. So I'm pretty
Wow.
sure we keep like Summit Racing and Thompson Motorsports in business. But he always tells me like these packages just come to the house, and some of them are heavy, and I'm like, I don't know how to get this in the garage. Like it's a massive amount of packages. And he's like, hey, it could be worse. I could be a drug addict. Like, I could do worse things.
At least I don't do drugs.
Terrible thing. It's like, well, at least I'm not a murderer.
Yeah, that's true. But it's expensive,
It's like
I bet.
wheels. You should see me trying to get, like, he orders, like, new wheels and tires. You know, they have, like, the big race tires. And I'm, like, wheeling them into the garage. Like, I don't even know. Like, we have so much stuff just piled up.
You don't put the
He's like,
tires in
"I'm
a
gonna put it
box?
on-" No, they're usually just
I think
out.
is this like a man thing? You know how men and women
That's an
have their
expensive
different
hobby.
gripes about each other? There are a lot of men who like to buy things like that. Maybe I know some.
Yes.
And, you know, you're like, this is great. This is great. And then you're like, it's been sitting in the garage for like a year.
Or hobbies, like, right? I mean, Tassos, I bet he gets into a lot of hobbies for a while.
My husband
But
goes
he
all
goes,
in.
he has to buy the top of the line. Like,
Yeah,
if
he's all in. If he's going to do it,
We
he's
play
going
golf. All of a
in.
sudden, he's got the best golf clubs.
Yes.
If he goes to hunting, he'll have the best gun.
Oh,
But then
man.
he'll quit after
Well,
like 6 months.
The fishing, the tackle box.
What's
I'm like,
worse?
what is this thing?
What's
is
worse?
that him and his friends are all into this together. So if like one of them does an upgrade on their car, it's like, oh, I need that. Like my car's got to be faster than his.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's got to be annoying.
And then does he actually like go to a track and race the car,
That's
or
what
is
she
it all
said.
about wanting to race the car?
So our friends do go to like HMP right there. I don't remember the road it's off of. It's like in Humble area.
Mm-hmm.
And they do race vehicles, which my husband's working on his. He hasn't taken it to the track yet because it hasn't. I mean, he just put a brand new motor in it. I mean, he's
That's what I'm saying.
upgrading all
Like
this
they're
stuff.
spending all the money to upgrade, and then you actually never
Is
use
it boring
it.
when he talks to you about it, though? Like at dinner table, and you're like, if you're not into it, you're like, I don't care about the muffler, Ford, power or whatever.
So, like, at New Year's Eve, we all got together, like, all of our group of friends, and it's like everything was going great, and then it was like it turned car talk. And I'm like, okay, I have no idea what we're talking about. Like, he's talking about upgrading a fuel system, and it needs to get more boost or some kind of air cooling thing. I don't know.
Can I ask you
But,
how
yeah,
much
they're-
money does he lay down on this? This sounds like a very expensive hobby.
It is. I know to upgrade the fuel system, which is what he wants to do next, I think it's about $6,000.
$6,000.
I think
Wow.
How much do you think he's sunk
cocaine
into
might be
this?
cheaper.
Yeah, at least I'm not.
I
How
don't
much you
even
think
know
he's?
how much
You think he's
has
sunk
this
in
car.
like $30,000 into this?
To buy the car initially, I think we spent like $45,000 on the car initially, and then yes, and it sits in the garage. We barely drive it, and then all the parts that he's put on it. I know we just spent about Thompson Motorsports for his new motor. I think that was like $15,000.
Holy crap!
Does he just sit around like the garage with a beer and just look at it? And, like, wax it?
He
You know?
has a
Wax on,
TV in
wax
the
off.
garage.
Yeah.
So
He has what in the garage?
Like
A TV.
he
Oh,
has
yeah.
a TV in the garage. Like when he's working on stuff, he can do like YouTube and stuff. Like, oh hey, let's YouTube this and see
Does
what
he
we
have
So wait, can you
Instagram?
not
No.
actually use your own garage for your cars because this thing is taking up all the space and you have to park on the street or something? Because that would kill
Well,
me.
we have a really long driveway, but yes, the car is in the garage. My car is in the driveway.
Can we see it? Do you have like Instagram?
He does.
Oh, what is it?
He has. I'd have to text it to you. I don't know it off the top
All right, go
of
to
my
the
head.
text number and
Yeah.
text it. I want to
And
see
listen, Brittany, one person texted us, "Hey, don't mess with our car parts. Y'all buy way more beauty stuff."
Yeah, but Rula,
Oh, yeah.
it sounds to me like I think it's a safe bet to say he's dropped at least $70,000 on this.
Well, it sounds like over time, yeah, you probably would. And
People
it's
do that
a
for
hobby.
their hobbies.
Yeah, it's a hobby.
How many guys just try to make a
Well,
beer,
Brittany,
beer
that's funny.
kits?
At least I'm not a drug dealer. At least I'm not a drug
Drug
dealer.
addict.
Drug addict. That's right.
Drug dealer, you'd make
yeah,
money.
you'd make
Yeah,
money.
that would work out
Brittany,
well.
thanks for calling
You
the
can pay
show.
for
You
it
have
or
a
go to
great
jail.
day.
KRBE.
Closure time. One last call your ex to end this relationship. Closure time. Get them on the hotline and end this before it begins.
And that, my friend, is what they call closure.
Yep, they were in your life at one point. Now they're not. You want to know why?
What happened? They're not returning your texts. They definitely don't answer their phone. Laura reached out to us via krbe.com. Eric got with her. Now we have her standing by to tell us why she needs closure. Good morning, Laura.
Hi, how's it going?
Hey, Laura, it's going pretty good. So, who is it you need closure from this morning?
There's this guy, his name is Mark. We started out, everything was great, right? We long distance dated. We work in the same kind of field. He lives here, and originally at the time I was living in Ohio. We met at a convention. It was really cute. We hit it off. It was like butterflies. It was great. Like we would actually fly every single weekend. Like either he would fly to Ohio or I would fly here, to Houston. And we did this for 4 months. Back and forth and everything, and then things were progressing and going really well, and then I transferred my job to Houston. I was even going to get my own apartment, so it wasn't too crazy fast. So I got my own apartment down here, but I was supposed to stay with him for a couple of weeks while I was waiting for the apartment to be ready and everything.
Right.
So I flew down, and he never showed up at the airport. So here I am at the airport waiting for him, and no response.
What?
Wait, he was supposed to pick you up from the airport, and he was a no-show.
Yeah, he was a no-show, and now I'm blocked on all of my social media accounts. He won't pick up my phone. I'm pretty sure I'm blocked on the phone as well. And now I'm stuck down here. I transferred my job down here, and I have an apartment. So obviously I have a year lease. So
What did you do, though? You were stranded at the airport. Your boyfriend's not picking up the phone. And where do you go?
Yeah, did you Uber to a hotel if your apartment's not ready?
Yeah, I had to. I had no other choice because, like, I had to start working, in 2 days. Like, we talked the day before, I flew down and everything was great. And then we even talked the morning before. But then, like, when I got there, I haven't heard anything since.
How much time has passed since you've gotten here?
2 weeks.
So for 2 weeks, the man you moved here for does not contact you, and you moved here for him.
It's kind of fate, too, because you said you were driving to work, you put our show on, and you heard us do Closure last week.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so his name is Mark.
Yep.
And he's on the phone?
Yep.
I got to find out more. Mark, good morning. Thanks for joining us. What the heck
Good morning.
happened?
Yeah, Mark, what's going on?
You're not looking good here.
It was all cool to begin with. We did the weekend thing. It was great. It was a long-distance relationship. Like she said, the butterflies, the magical experience. It was great.
Well, there's a really big Houston accent you got there, Mark.
I'm originally from England. I moved here for the job about 3 years ago.
Gotcha.
That means
okay.
Must be an oil.
Okay.
Oil
Energy
or
or
gas?
something.
Or
They
gas
said
or
similar
oil?
industry,
Yeah.
and they said
Obviously.
convention. It's got to be oil.
Okay,
so
so
what's
sorry.
the deal?
I'm just not ready for that. I'm not ready for that, big
But
responsibility.
dude, why would you not show up if you were supposed to be her ride from the airport? That's pretty cold.
Or maybe try and stop it before. Because here's my thing. For Laura to do the research of where to live, I was under the assumption, since y'all talked about moving here, maybe you drove her around to some
Yeah.
places to see the area of town she wants to live in to get the lease.
Well, that's exactly it. Like, he's totally full of like, you should have said something before. You don't let somebody, even if it is what you say, that you're not ready and you're, it's all me, then you don't let me go to the end of the road here and actually
But how did you pick the
move.
apartment, Laura? Did he take you to an apartment complex and say, hey, this one looks good, or this is a good area, or this is close to work?
Every time we would go sightseeing and stuff, and, like, we would see the local area, so I was familiar with the areas because I had been down there multiple times. But, like, he never said anything before.
Mark, you should have communicated that, man. This is a big investment of her life.
Dude, it's not really cool. I'm going to ask you a question, a personal one here, Laura. So if you're coming down here back and forth all this time, I assume you've got an intimate relationship. He didn't mind sleeping with you. He just didn't want to have you move
help you
here.
get an apartment and move here. Is that what you're saying, Mark?
Yeah, pretty much.
So you
Dude, that's awful.
listen, Mark, you like Laura enough to spend money to go to Ohio to see her.
For a
She
booty
said
call.
Every other weekend, it was either Houston or Ohio between you two. But you couldn't bring yourself to tell her, hey, I don't really want you moving here.
Or break up with her. I mean, you have no spine, dude.
Okay.
It was incredibly disrespectful and cold after I made all of those efforts. Like, you don't want to be with me? Fine, but at least be a man enough to say something beforehand.
Saying the same things over and over again.
Yeah, but Mark, to not have the balls to say, hey, I don't want to be in a relationship and just leave her stranded at an airport, that's really crappy, dude.
Okay.
You know what? It's okay, because if this is his true colors and this is how he really is, there's no way I would actually want to be with him long term anyways. So,
really lame.
thank you
I'm
guys.
just so stunned that you ghosted her at the airport.
I don't have to defend myself. I don't have to do anything to defend myself. I don't.
You just wanted us to know that it was all her, not you.
What's it like to walk around with tiny testicles?
Oh, my God, stop,
Yeah, whatever,
Eric.
dude. I'm going. Bye-bye.
Yeah, you can.
Oh,
you can
great. Thanks, Eric. He just hung up now.
Well, he's got no balls.
He just hung
actually
up.
called in, though.
Good.
He was part of the
But-
segment.
because he thought it was going to go his way. At first, he started out really strong. Then he realized he looks like a jerk, sounds like a jerk.
Has this ever happened to anybody besides Laura, that you moved your life here and the person didn't even show at the airport?
That's
Because Laura,
really
I'm
bad.
sure people have moved here for their potential mates and then it fell apart quickly. But to be left at the airport.
You didn't have a chance for it to fall apart.
You just heard him. Like, he's an I think he literally, like, led me on and told me whatever I wanted to hear just so that he could sleep with me. Just like what you guys were saying. As terrible as that is, that's exactly how I feel now. But I'm just glad that I have the truth now.
Well, there's a lot of good guys down here in
Yeah.
Houston. I know you only
And
been
do
2
you work
weeks.
do you work at the same company as Mark or a different company?
No, a different company, thank God. Just the same industry.
Yeah, that would have been really awkward, but
Well,
hey,
these companies are really big, Ryan. They might never ever see each other. I'm just saying you might meet your mate in Houston. It's just not Mark.
But you did get a real Houstonian, a real Texan.
hey, welcome to Houston.
Well, good luck.
And welcome to the city. And I hope that you can stick it out. You said you have a year contract with your job, right?
Yeah, I'll be here for a while, so hopefully I'll make the best of it.
I'm hoping the city wins you over because I think you're going to find a lot of quality people here.
And you came at a good time. The weather hasn't turned into mosquito hell yet.
Yep.
You can enjoy these nice
So that
months.
part, what does that happen?
Watch quickly. They're gonna be like, "Well, we need to transfer someone to Indonesia and Yemen. I guess we'll pick Laura.
No,
She doesn't really want to be here. No, we do want you to hopefully fall in love with our city, and things happen for a reason. Maybe your mate is here. It's just not Mark. But I'm glad
guys.
you got your answers,
Take care.
Laura. Thanks for listening.
All right.
Lines right now. What was the worst date you were ever on?
there was a text because before we taped to Sandra,
Mm-hmm.
Kevin, he talked about somebody in their 40s
Who
is
not taken yet. Still single.
single, and maybe they're damaged. You were saying, I think. And someone said, "I hate when you guys say people who haven't been married by the time they're in their 40s are damaged. I'll be 50 this year, and I just got engaged just because I chose to be alone for the right reasons. Then when someone, then be with somebody for the wrong reasons doesn't mean something is wrong with me."
That's what Damaged Goods says.
Oh no! I'm with that person. Oh, I'm with you, Texter.
I'm just playing. I'm sure you're fine.
All right, let's talk to Sarah. Sarah, good morning. Welcome to the Roland Ryan Show on 104.1 KRBE. Sarah, share with us your
Good morning.
Share with us your horrible date.
So I went out with a guy. We went to a Mexican restaurant, and we were going to go to a movie. So I met him at the restaurant, and then the movie theater was close. And so I was going to ride with him to the movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that he had drank so much before I got in the car with him and we're driving.
Oh,
and he
no.
decides that he does not want to go to the movies, but he wants to go back to his apartment.
Uh-oh.
And I said, no. I said, I'm not, no, I'm not doing that. And he goes, oh, yeah, we're going. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And he kept going on, and he's hauling ass down 290. And I finally said, look, I got to go to the bathroom. I said, this Mexican food's kicking in. We get to the Mexican restaurant, the other restaurant.
Yeah.
I go in the restroom, and I call my son-in-law and my daughter and tell them that, this guy is trying to get me to go to his apartment. So they come, and my son-in-law is a, gun-toting Texan. And he shows up with his gun, and the guy walks in the restaurant where I was hiding in the bathroom, tells the manager, that his girlfriend's in there and that she needs to go get her. Big rumpus. Manager of the restaurant calls the cops. My son-in-law shows up, is waving his gun, telling him to shoot him. It was horrible. It was horrible. And this guy was just like, that's my favorite. It was like the first time I ever met him. And he was like, whack job.
How did you meet this guy in the first place?
Online, unfortunately.
Okay.
But there's so many people with good online stories, but there's so many bad ones like that. And he was drunk, driving too.
He's driving drunk down 290.
And I didn't really realize it till after we left, how intoxicated he was. And that's why I had to get him off the road. And biggest lesson, I think, for women is always be calm. Just make up a story to get yourself out of the situation.
Good
But
idea.
stay calm.
Good idea what you did. I would have been terrified. Uh-oh.
Because he was trying to abduct you.
Yeah, because you never want to make it to the second location, right? Is what they say.
Exactly.
If you've got to open the door and roll out, do it.
Yep. I'm glad you're
Exactly.
okay. Man, that is scary.
Exactly.
Scary.
Thanks, guys. Love you.
Take care.
Love you. I'm
Bye.
glad that you're safe.
Talk to Kristen
All
here.
right, line 4.
This is all women calling.
Oh, yeah, because mostly men are idiots.
Yeah, pretty much.
Men have been on bad dates, too.
Oh, yeah. Kristen, welcome to the Roland Ryan Show. So share with us, what was your horrible date?
Good morning.
Morning.
So I met a guy online, and we met at a restaurant that was at a hotel. He seemed cool, and the conversation was okay until he started talking about his ex-girlfriend, and then he pulls out his phone and he shows me a video of them together.
Oh, no.
No.
And so
Like, wait.
to-
Intimate?
Yes,
Oh.
Wait. He's showing you an X-rated video of him and his old girlfriend.
of him and his ex-girlfriend together.
Oh,
at
my
this
God.
Table.
What was the purpose
at this
of...
nice restaurant.
What was the purpose
he
of
was
this?
talking about how great of a guy he was and how, he doesn't understand why she left. And these are the things that he used to do. And I was like, oh, my God. Like, yeah. And then look, right. And then, so I'm like trying to rush this. I didn't eat. And he didn't even take it as a clue. Like, I just ordered a drink. I was like, no, I'm good. He ate his food. He talked about his ex. And so I'm like, okay, we're ready for the check. And so she brings a check. We walk out to the parking garage, and he walks me to my car, and he's like, are you sure you want to go? And I said, yes. So he exposes himself and says, are you sure you want this date to end?
What is wrong with this
God.
guy?
So he shows her a pornographic video. I guess his motive was, look how good I am at this.
No, but then he showed his dong.
Yeah. Yeah, that is horrible.
Okay, so was it remarkable?
Kevin!
Well, come on. I want to know. The latest of Houston.
Look, Kevin, you're my people. It was remarkable, but I still had to walk away because that was trashy.
Yeah, of course it's trashy.
It is.
It's like an old Seinfeld episode. He took it out.
Yes.
Because some people become dogmatized.
Maybe guys do.
Can't do
What do you mean some people? You become.
I'm so sorry you had to go through
that's
that.
horrible.
But real quick, wait, you never saw him again, right?
I have absolutely never seen him again, but he called me for about a month.
Oh, my God.
Lord. All right. Thank you so much for your call.
Having
That
two
was
daughters hearing these stories
ridiculous.
scares the hell out of me.
Terrifies
Have a good one.
you,
Talk
yeah.
to Aaron on line 7.
All right.
Hey, Aaron, welcome to the Rule and Ryan Show on KRBE. So, what was your terrible date?
Hey, good morning, guys.
Morning.
So I was in college, and I met this guy through my sorority, and a bunch of friends told me, like, Haley, he's super nice, he likes you, sure. Well, he takes me to Olive Garden for our first date, which is great because Olive Garden, right? Who wouldn't be excited? Well, he orders us the unlimited pasta. First of all, he orders for me.
Oh, the lady will have the unlimited pasta.
Yes. And he got it for himself as well. And so after one plate, like, I'm stuffed. Like, I don't typically eat that much pasta anyway. And I finished my plate. Well, then he starts ordering me more pasta. And he's like, no, like, she'll have another one. And then I was like, no, like, I'm okay. And he's like, no, like, she'll have another one. Like, bring her another pasta. And I was like, hey, man, like, first, I don't like you ordering for me. Secondly, like, I literally can't eat another plate. Like, you're going to have to pay for us to take it to go, and that's, like, not on the deal. And he goes, well, if you can't enjoy this lifestyle and be big for me, maybe this won't work out.
But he wants you to be like, he wants you to get thicker?
So he was literally like, I like to feed my girls, and I like bigger girls, and if you can't do that for me, then we're done.
Oh, my God. What is wrong with him? So he was trying to fatten you up.
Oh, my God.
I mean, he's making a
Literally
skin
trying to
suit.
fatten me
He's a
up.
skin suit. Be careful.
Yeah, no kidding. It's
Oh, my God. So what did you end up
it
doing
was
then?
crazy.
How did it end?
Well, I mean, he's my friend from the sorority, and he was one of our beaux, actually. So he's actually really, associated with our sorority and helps us move things. Like, he's one of the muscle men. So I had to just be like, oh, yeah, like, I don't really eat that much. Like, thank you so much. Can we go home? And it was a good 30-minute drive back to
how awkward.
my dorms at the time. So, and then I talked to the girl afterwards, and she had, like, asked me for advice about this guy, and I was like, be prepared to eat.
Be prepared to eat.
She told me that he did that he would cook for her and, like, give her 2 or 3 helpings of anything that he cooked to fatten her up.
What
so
is
I don't know if he still does it now, but he tried really hard.
Psychological? Like, why does he do this? He must have learned it from his parents.
He wasn't that big of a guy himself either. Like, he was muscular, don't get me wrong, and like football team, but he wasn't anything huge. So I don't know if he just liked that.
Do you think that maybe
big booty life or what?
Maybe he was trying to thicken you up because he thought, well, if she's really large, it'll keep other guys from hitting on her?
I don't think so. I think he's about that big booty life.
He's a chubby chaser.
I think so. I got that BBL life.
Yeah.
I was a student athlete, so I worked out anyway. So even if I did eat more pasta, I was going to work it off at practice the next day. Like, that wasn't staying on me. Sorry, dude.
Get some breadsticks. Olive Garden, baby.
How was that pasta the next day, though? I bet it was banging.
Oh, the pasta was good. He did end up paying for me to take it home. So I had a good lunch, and I never talked to him again.
Wait, they charge you? They charge you to take it? I guess because it's endless.
Yeah, if you order the unlimited, you have to eat it all there. And if you have a certain amount of leftovers, they're like, that's technically a to-go plate, and you have to pay for that meal separately.
Oh, okay.
I've never heard of that. That is BS.
Guess you're not family.
Yeah, that family sucks.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
The LASIK Vision Institute offers free virtual consultations. That's all your questions answered, all from the comforts of home. So don't wait. This simple 20-minute call can start your journey to 20/20 vision. Right now, the LASIK Vision Institute's offering $1,000 off their Wavelight laser when treated in July. That's $500 off per eye with guaranteed financing. So visit mylvioffer.com now. Must mention this promotion to be treated in July of 2023 to qualify. $1,000 off for both eyes on standard Wavelight price. $500 off for one eye. Cannot be combined with any other offers. See details at mylvioffer.com.